Hey mom, I think I'm gonna marry Ray like in 2 weeks, so is it okay? And she said, if you're happy, I'm happy. Ray, do you want to meet my mom? And I said, no. No, I don't want to meet your mom right now. What? 안녕하세요. 미국 미네소타에서 온 레이입니다. 반갑습니다. This is something I didn't think this was true, but my Korean friends in America actually, they told me about this. Like, mother-in-law in Korea are very scary to the daughter-in-law. Like, if the mother-in-law comes to your house, you need to have a perfectly clean house. You need to cook food. You need to be like the servant at the house. And the mother-in-law will always treat you like you're never good enough for her son. So I heard these stories. So I actually got kind of scared. I was really worried that my future mother-in-law would be the same. But I think I'm lucky. So before I explain like the first time I met my mother-in-law, I should explain that I was very, very, very nervous for my husband to tell his mom about me because my husband always said, my mom only wants me to be in a relationship with a Korean girl. So I knew instantly that I was obviously not Korean, so probably she would not like me. So it made me scared. But one day, my husband and I think we were at the department store, and he just said, Ray, do you want to meet my mom? And I said, no. No, I don't want to meet your mom right now. What? So he drove me. We went to some noodle restaurant, like 1 hour away from our house. Yeah, I met his mother for the first time, and he was horrible because he left me in the car alone with his mom so that we could talk to each other. We had nothing to say to each other, and my Korean skill was really, really bad at that time, and her English skill is okay, but not very good. So we just stared at each other in the car really awkwardly for like 20 minutes, and even just remembering this makes me so But actually, she was so nice. I think one of the first things she said to me was, wow, you're so beautiful. Actually, I expected her to have a very bad reaction to me, but honestly, from the first moment that I met her, she was always very, very nice to me. And it's completely opposite of what my friends in America told me to expect when meeting the Korean parents. So yeah, I think I'm just lucky. My mother-in-law actually lived in America for about 5 years. So she does know some English, but that was a long time ago. So she's forgotten a lot. So basically, when we communicate with each other, she says some English to me and I say some Korean, and then we just laugh and nod our heads, and it's always a little bit awkward, but yeah, we still make it work though. I was really nervous about that too, because as I explained before, my husband and I met each other and then we got married within 5 months. So that's a very, very short amount of time, and it's really shocking. Probably my mother-in-law was just absolutely so surprised. But if I remember, the conversation my husband had with his mom was just a phone call, and he said, hey mom, I think I'm gonna marry Ray like in 2 weeks, so is it okay? And she said, if you're happy, I'm happy. So she was really, really nice and so accepting of me. And that's completely not normal. There should probably have been some more formal asking for permission. My husband is just weird. I don't know. So right now my husband is in America, and so I'm here in Korea by myself. My mother-in-law is just so cute. She will send me like a text message every Sunday, and it just says, Ray, I hope you're having a good day today. Like, I want to make you food. What kind of food should I make you? I'll bring it to your house later today. And it's just so sweet. So last weekend, she made me japchae, and she also brought me some fruits and some snacks. And she took the bus for 45 minutes just to hand me the bag, and then she went home. Oh, she's so nice to me. So I'm really, really, really grateful. Oh, I just can't believe I got this lucky. When I see that kind of thing in a K-drama, before I met my husband, I always thought like, I really don't want to get married if this is going to be my life. So it's very crazy. It's the way mother-in-laws are shown in K-dramas just makes them seem so evil. But it's funny because actually my mom experienced this in America. My father's mother was so mean to my mom, like always doing exactly what the Korean mother-in-law does. I think this is something that's just common in many countries. The mother-in-law kind of is just a scary person. But there was one experience. I really love my mother-in-law, but I still have the fear that she's going to be like this evil mother-in-law. So one time she messaged me and said like, oh, I'm coming to your house. I'll be there in 30 minutes. And I panicked because like, I wasn't ready. My house was dirty and I didn't know what to do. My mother-in-law is coming. And my husband just said, no, don't worry. Like, you don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to clean. So I trusted him. I was like, okay, I won't clean. It'll be fine. My mother-in-law is nice. But she came inside the house and the first thing she said was, oh, you didn't do the dishes? Why do you have things on your kitchen counter? And then she went inside and she put on the rubber gloves and she cleaned all of the dishes and wiped all of the counters, and I was so embarrassed and I will never forget that moment. So now my house is always clean so that she can come anytime. So I want to say to my mother-in-law, first of all, thank you sincerely for accepting me, because I feel like international couples in Korea are still very rare, and even like there can be some judgment that others have for international marriages in the family. So thank you for accepting me even though I am not Korean. And second, thank you for always being so kind and welcoming to me. You really take care of me like I'm your own daughter, and I will always, always, always be grateful for that. So thank you. Marriage culture in America and marriage culture in Korea are two very different things. In America, I think people have a lot more freedom. Like if they want to get married, they just get married. They don't need to ask permission necessarily. I think also Americans usually get married really early in their life. In Korea, it's a little bit different. Like you really need the approval of your family to get married, and you want to have a very good match. So in that sense, I think America is really a lot easier to get married in. I don't know. All right, so today we talked about the first time I met my Korean mother-in-law. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and also feel free to check out my own YouTube channel, Ray and Jin. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.